Hey everyone, welcome back to Reissued. If you're new here, my name is Andrew. Today we're going to do a little behind the scenes look at the making of Reissued. I did a video like this about a year ago. At that time, I was finishing up my bedroom makeover, and so that video was focused a lot on the video production process, the final steps that go into revealing a makeover and all of that. This week has been really interesting because it's kind of in between videos. I've been pushing out content really hard. I'm about to go for another round, but this week was all about prep steps and getting organized and planning ahead. And so I thought I would take you along with me this week and invite you into my world a little bit. I can't wait to get started today. Let's jump on in. Pretty good. Do you guys hear that cat wailing, or is that just me? Okay, it's Monday. Monday is typically the day that I do a lot of prep work for a video, filming anything that didn't get filmed before, talking portions, B-roll, and then doing a lot of editing. So if it was a typical Monday, you'd probably see me at my computer for most of the day. But this week is a little bit different because I'm not uploading a new video this week. I'm gonna do a live instead, so that frees up some time to kind of work on future projects. So today is gonna be a lot of kind of cleaning up around the house, trying to get more organized. A big challenge of creating constantly here for YouTube and wanting to thrift a lot of items is that I want to acquire things when I see them to make sure I get them at the right price and when they're super unique or interesting, but I don't have a dedicated storage space. So I just have stuff around a lot, and so we have to constantly reorganize to make sure that the project that we're working on has enough space, but also to make the house still feel clean and livable. So we're probably gonna be doing some reorganization today. I'm also gonna head to Home Depot with my parents, I think, to pick up some wood for the built-in project. Everything that we've done so far in the built-ins of the living room has been with thrifted materials or things that we already had on hand that we pulled out of the house, but we do need some additional lumber for framing that project. We also need some plywood for the countertop and some of the facings and things. So we're gonna head over there today to pick that up, and hopefully we'll have all the materials that we need to really get that installation going. So I'll be the first to admit that I'm a procrastinator, but lately I've been trying to engage in productive procrastination, also known as stripping paint. So funny story, when I did my living room planning, reveal video, whatever kind of thing, my mom watched that video, and I think that she's worried about some of the color choices for that video, if it's gonna read too dark or too blue or whatever. So she's like, I know you're not gonna wanna hear this, but what if you stripped all the paint off of the trim and had natural wood trim? I think she was just thinking maybe around the windows, but I said, yeah, that's a great idea, but it would need to happen around all the windows, all the doors, all the baseboards. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We have stripped the paint off of trim like this before and always felt a little bit bad painting it again because the wood is really beautiful. This wood is not in perfect condition and it will have nail holes and such, so it's gonna need some touch-ups and some wood fill and some color matching, whatever. But I just think that taking the trim to a natural tone is gonna give a better balance with some of the bluer elements in the room and really warm things up. So any chance that I've gotten, I've been just spending 20 or 30 minutes at a time with my heat gun, taking some paint off. But yeah, I'm making some progress so far. I got the fireplace mostly done. I'm starting on the windows over the last couple of days. So I'm just trying to chip away at this a little at a time. The impact is gonna be big, but it's a really great way to fill like a 20-minute break where I need something mindless to do and I don't really know what to do with myself. So we're gonna do that right now. They would look better at the top if there wasn't this part down here, but I think that with that being there, they look better, like more like in the middle. Obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're gonna paint the cavity color. Yeah.
right, so good progress today. We got some of the cabinets installed here in the living room. We got some framing done on the upper area of the built-ins. I also made some headway on organizing the studio. It already looks way better than it did. I've got things sort of more or less in categories so I can go through and do more fine-tune organization, but small steps were made for getting organized, so that's a good start. I think I'm gonna try to pop over to the gym, probably run to the grocery store, get a couple of things for the week, and then we're gonna relax because that sounds like a nice way to end the day. Okay, so Goodwill is literally on the way to Kroger, so yeah, we're gonna pop in. Hi, Miss Curly. Do you want to show everyone your tricks? Queenie, down. Roll over. Oh, that was good. Sit. Touch. Oh, so cute. Down. Bang. Bang. Put your head down. Very good. So you may have noticed that I've been wearing my glasses a lot lately. I have actually worn glasses since kindergarten, and even though I love a geek chic style moment, I often will just wear my contacts for ease and if I'm being really active. That is until I got these frames from Pair Eyewear, which is the sponsor of today's video. Wanna look cool and wear your glasses but need to switch to sunglasses when you get in the car? Bam! Done. The Pair system allows you to choose a base frame and then choose various toppers that lock in magnetically to change up the look or the function. So that way you can go from classic to sunny to colorful, all with one set of frames. I chose the REISSUED frame in the tortoise shade because I love that kind of classic vintage inspired look. And this time I went with the matching tortoise sun top, obviously, the army green solid, and the wood grain, because I just can't get enough warm wood tones in my life. Pair's website has a virtual try-on feature, which is super helpful, and I went with the premium lenses since I knew that I would be wearing them a lot. And because I'm pretty much blind and need all the help I can get. Right now, click the link in the description box for 15% off on your first pair. These frames are such a fun and affordable way to switch up your look, so go get your pair. Thank you so much to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring this video. Are you a lazy girl who doesn't want to go outside? Good morning, everyone. I spent the morning here doing some admin stuff, emails, sponsorship planning, that sort of thing. And now I'm getting ready to head into the REISSUED. Right now I'm working in the REISSUED 2 days a week, but I go in 4 days a week to do social media as well. So I'm there a little bit more often. So always getting to check in on what's new in the store. Haven't been since last Friday. They were open on Saturday as well. So we might have some really cool stuff when we go in today. You never know. Let's head into work. This was one of those days that there wasn't anything at first that I liked, but I did end up leaving there with a planer, 2 pieces of art for, I think, my mom's bathroom, and this really cool, I think, antique bird cage. I've been looking for bird cages for a while, and it's hard to find the ones that aren't the kind of Hobby Lobby look, which is fine. Those are cool too, but I see a lot of those in the thrift store. And so this one was really unique. I picked it up for $15. So I'm super excited about that. This has been kind of an interesting time for me at the REISSUED because we're moving into selling clothing. And I have sort of nominated myself to spearhead that effort in terms of organizing and setting up the way that we process clothes. So now I'm home and I usually have at least a couple more hours in the workday. Again, if I'm pushing a video out to a brand on a Tuesday, I often will spend the next 4 or 5 hours finishing up an edit and getting that out to the brand. But again, no new video this week. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to continue with some of the organizing that I didn't get done yesterday. So I think first of all, I'm gonna jump into this box that I have here. This was a box that I put together like well over a year ago to go to Scraplanta. Even though I'd never been there, I thought these might be things that they would be interested in. So now that I've been there and I kind of have a sense of what they might be looking for, I'm gonna go through and sort this a little bit better for them and hopefully try to get this out of my life and out of my house. Decluttering in general does tend to be a little bit emotional for me, especially with boxes like these full of things that I bought to make projects for places that I no longer live or projects that I know that I'm not gonna do. I feel like possibility is the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning, and that's the thing that I love every time I go to the thrift store or anytime I start a new project is the possibility of how things could turn out. And going through and getting rid of items that were bought in the name of possibility feels like an acknowledgement that the time for that possibility has passed and that those things will never happen, which is fine. I don't know, the last few years have taught me a lot about moving on and letting go, but that doesn't make it any easier. So it feels good to have an empty space here on the floor, so that's a good thing. I think I am very lucky so far to have lived my life with so many different possibilities open to me, and to have been good at different things and to be able to try different things and succeed at different things. And so it's hard sometimes not to have this feeling of wanting to keep options open and the possibilities there in case I choose that instead. It's hard to commit to choosing this life. And it's easy to be complacent and to not appreciate the moment. It's funny filming these videos, actually. It was hard to turn on the camera yesterday and just to start talking because I keep fighting this feeling that nobody's gonna care. This is not an important day. Nothing interesting is happening. Nothing is changing. But the reality is that every day things are happening. Every day things are changing. And so at some point I have to choose to live in the present and to choose to be here. And that feels easier on the days that I'm creating and moving forward than it does on the days that I'm decluttering and looking backwards. So we're gonna push through this and then move forward. So I'm wildly excited about the progress that we've made in here today. This project has been a long time coming. I've had these IKEA bookcases in my house for probably a little over 6 months, but the base cabinets I've had for literally years. They've been sitting in this room looking really ugly, so it's exciting to see them start to transform. Even though these built-ins are far from done, I'm probably gonna play around a little bit this evening with some lamps and some accessories and things on the shelves. I continue to acquire beautiful things, but I need to make sure I have room for everything and get a sense of where it's gonna go. And I tend to like to do that as I go to help me visualize how everything is coming together. But yay, visible concrete progress. Gotta love that. Okay, so I need your help here for a second. On this last cabinet, there's kind of an awkward space here. We had to space it over. Oh, hi, Miss Queenie. We had to space it over because we wanted it to be equidistant on either side of the door. And so that's left us with this kind of weird space. We could just fill this in and do a facing on the front, but I hate to cover up good usable storage space. And so I'm hoping that we can come up with something here. It's less than 9 inches, which is the smallest cabinet size I know of, but I don't know. Help me out here. What do you think? I feel like I'm becoming one of those people that like can't wait to show everyone a photo of their dog. I'm not sure how I feel about that. let's do this. Hey everyone, I just got home from the REISSUED. I spent a lot of time there today setting up and kind of organizing the clothing processing area, which is super exciting. I think we're gonna actually put clothing on the floor starting next week. My dad came by the store at the end of the day and we picked up the planer and also this really, really heavy marble table that I got last week at the REISSUED. It was $25. I think this is meant to have a glass top on top and be just the base of the table, but I think I'm gonna use this as is, as kind of a side table in the living room, hopefully. This is gonna give a little bit more of that jazz club art deco kind of feel that I was looking for, so I hope it works out. So now I'm going to spend some time doing emails and some admin stuff on the computer. This has been a really busy time for my channel. I remember at the beginning of the year, I said I'm only going to upload every other week because at the time, even though I love making videos every week, it does take a lot of time and a lot of stress. But now I've been getting a lot more sponsorships and that's been fantastic for me financially. I think that it's pushing me toward making YouTube a more full-time part of my life, which is very exciting. I feel like this week has been really calm and I find sometimes that it's hard. Even on the weeks when I'm really busy, I feel like I have a purpose and I feel like my energy goes to what needs to happen. It's kind of like a triage moment. Whereas weeks like this, where I theoretically should be able to sit back and kind of process and plan and take care of the things that I don't ordinarily get to do, and I don't know, rest some, I continue to feel the sense of that I should be doing something else, that I should be planning more, that I know that a really busy time is going to be coming and so I need to be ready for it. I feel like when my schedule and my mind aren't constantly busy, then it makes time for self-doubt and questioning my projects and my choices and everything. So I don't know, I feel like I can't win either way, but I need to get better at the resting thing because I can't go without rest. So let me know if you have thoughts about that, about how to detach from your work. I felt this especially lately as Matt starts to become involved with more of my projects and as we start to do more thrifting and sourcing materials together. We went to a fabric store last weekend. We go to the REISSUED together almost every weekend. And that's something that I really enjoy and that's something that we love doing together. But that can easily tip over into constantly working and feeling like everything in my life, including my relationship, is about my channel and my projects. And so I'm trying to find that balance right now. So on that note, I might just go outside and like put my feet on the ground. I've heard that's a thing that people are doing now, that there's some sort of electrical charge through the ground that makes you literally grounded. And you know, it feels like it makes sense to actually have yourself engage with nature in a real way. When is the last time I did that? So maybe I'll go outside and touch the grass for a second. Who knows? Feeling crazy. I don't feel anything yet. So this is nice, but I mostly just feel itchy. So if I make this a habit, I might have to invest in some citronella. REISSUED staff meeting and social media is done. I'm right by Goodwill, so let's pop in. Today turned out to be so productive. We actually ended up clearing a bunch of stuff off the porch and pressure washing. I'm planning to do a porch refresh video coming up soon where I change up a couple things on the porch, but it was hard to get started on that when everything was covered in pollen. So hopefully now that everything's clean, we'll be able to enjoy it more, but also move forward with those projects. We got all of the bookcases installed here in the living room. We started doing a little bit more framing for the area that's gonna go over the door. Clearing up the bookcases and some things out of the hallway into this room has allowed things to move out of the studio back into the hallway, which I know it's not ideal to have the entry to my home look like a storage unit, but better than having it be in my workspace that's been unusable for months. So we're finally getting back to a usable workspace. I don't know, today just feels like a lot of wins. So it is Friday night. Matt's coming down to see me this weekend. We do tend to alternate back and forth, me going up to see him or him coming to see me. It's been a lot of me going up to him lately because we've had projects there and social events and things there. So it's been a minute since he's been down here, so I can't wait to show him the progress in the living room. But yeah, it also means that I need to clean up a little bit. So let me go do that.
Let me see you. I'm gonna kiss you. Oh.
Are you real or are you from Hobby Lobby? Did you find more plants, man?
But I just think they're really nice.
They're nice.
I should get a couple of these. My head is too big for
Your
it.
head is too big for it. Oh. It's all those YouTube comments that went to your head.
I would be terrible. I would be a terrible French officer. Terrible. I love these, and I've also seen people use them like in a tall planter as the centerpiece, and have taller than this one, but have like things around it.
I feel like
and it's really cool.
I feel like we saw that somewhere. I like that.
Preparing the hole. It's the first head of year. So today we're going to use the traditional Italian dish of aglio and don't forget it.
Hey everyone, it's Sunday. Matt just left my house. He's heading back to the loft. We had such a great time yesterday. Today, I'm getting ready to run a couple of errands, picking up some materials for projects that are happening this coming week. And then I'm gonna hop on to a live Q&A. I also am thinking a lot lately, we're about to hit 40,000 subscribers. I remember like 2 years ago that I had like under 3,000 subscribers and I was thinking about quitting YouTube because it was just not worth the time commitment. And wow, what a change has happened, especially within the last year on my channel, of being able to grow my community and to share projects with you and to start to make a living from it. So it's just been such a tremendous period of growth. I just got off the live. I had so much fun with you guys. Thank you so much for everyone that was able to tune in. I really appreciate you taking the time. It's so fulfilling to me, so thank you. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming with me this week. As a final thought here, I've been thinking a lot about living in the moment and appreciating life as it comes. I find myself sometimes, I'm someone that kind of romanticizes the past or gets super nostalgic or wishes things could be the way that they used to be. But the reality is that when I look back at those times, I wish that I had known how good it was when it was happening. And so there are so many things about my life that are really good right now. And there's something beautiful about making videos like this where I can really take in each moment and reflect on the week now. I just uploaded all my footage, I'm editing through it, and it's so rewarding to see everything that happened this week. It didn't feel like that much at the time, but a lot got done, and a lot of really beautiful moments were had with my family and Matt and Queenie, of course. Stay tuned for another round of weekly uploads here. I have a porch refresh video coming to you next week. We're gonna be seeing more of the living room built-ins very soon. I'm gonna be visiting my sister in Florida and giving you a tour of my grandma's house where my sister currently lives, which has been such a huge style inspiration for me. So many cool things coming up. Be sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.